All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Monday. You're feeling sharp, refreshed, recharged, and ready to go. Excited, right, to see sort of what's in store for us here a little bit today. Again, a very volatile overnight market. Lot of stuff here this weekend, right? We've had various kind of called spit spats, right, with Canada and China and the U.S. and all sorts of stuff, right? So a lot of tariff discussions here, and that's creating a few problems, right? Maybe a few bouts of volatility. Canada was threatened with 100% tariffs. That's always fun. Um, but yeah, we'll see if things want to kind of behave in a reasonable way here today. Generally, the larger the gap up is in the morning, the slower and longer it takes for things to develop for us throughout the day. And I think we're very much getting a lot of that narrative here, right? Where, ES and NQ, pretty big gap downs that have been fully recovered and reclaimed. And that might just be the move of the day type thing. Now we'll see. We kind of had that general thesis there last week, and it didn't really slow us down, didn't really stop us, didn't prevent us from finding those good A plus setups. Just meant to be a little bit more patient, right? A little bit more deliberate, and that's fine, right? If that's what it takes to make money in this market, I'm happy to be like water, right? And kind of take the shape of what the market needs me to be. All right. So, first things first here, right? Economic calendar today should be a little bit smoother. Nothing really crazy, right? We've got Trump speaking tomorrow. Speaking a day before FOMC, always fun. Uh, so we'll see how markets behave, right, with that context in mind. So we're looking at yesterday, right, or Friday inside bar. And you're looking for a breakout towards 700, right? I'll call it 970, truth be told. To the downside, this is where things get a little bit weirder. Maybe you're looking at like 6,900. Not sure. I think that's probably it. And then we've got 80 mapped out. And then like maybe to 820. Uh, yeah. That's plenty of space. All right, NQ, very similar, not quite an inside bar, right? Where we got an inside bar there on ES. So we'll technically call this a green candle, decreasing volume, cap up, all things considered. So 2 out of 3, not 12 out of 3, 2 out of 3 to the upside here. And that's a without volume. Target to the upside is going to be 850. Let's call it 800 through it. And then we got up towards 26.1. If we get past that, that's all-time highs. That'd be a huge move today. I'd be very, very surprised. To the downside here, and I think that 500 is probably a reasonable target for us to play with. And if we can get a breakdown from there, that'd be very optimistic. All right, CL. Red candle, decreasing volume, gap down. Sorry, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So we're going to call this a 1 for 3. targeting 62. And then 60.50. Call it 60. 60.50 should get taken care of by the indicator. Okay, is the sound back? Sound back? All right. No, guys, I didn't just disappear. Sometimes you got to reset things, right, to get things to work for everybody. Let's avoid the drama, please. It drives me fucking nuts. All right, Apple. Green candle, increasing volume, gap up. Still kind of a bear flag, still consolidating inside Tuesday's range. Tesla, going into earnings, interesting. Wednesday. Geez, no pressure, kid. Earnings on FOMC day. So Tesla, green candle, decreasing volume, gap down. So 1 for 3. Microsoft, green candle, increasing volume, gap up. So 3 for 3. Amazon, 3 for 3. Not a super strong one, but a 3 for 3 nonetheless. I just say not super strong because the volume kind of sucks. AMD, red candle, increasing volume, gap down. Looks a bit top heavy. NVIDIA, green candle, arrow pointing down, increasing volume, gap down. 2 out of 3. I'll call it a weak. Meta, green candle, increasing volume, gap up. Netflix, 2 out of 3 without volume. Keep wanting to do downside for some reason. Kind of looks like it might want to do half the gap bottom up, half the gap bottom down, or top down, sorry. Google, 3 for 3 to the downside. And then VIX, actually, you know what? A little bit more impressive than I would have expected. 16.50 creates like at least a little bit of interest for me, I would say. Yeah, that's something. So indexes, right? Kind of our main concern here, if we want to call it that, is like, did the move happen overnight, right? Are we effectively getting all that juice, all that momentum, all that whatever, just all overnight, and we're out of any kind of reasonable price action? So we'll see. There seems to be like a little bit of a de-weakening, right, of the US dollar going on. that's driving things into other assets, right? So if you're a US dollar investor, you want to invest in commodities, right? If you're a European investor or a foreign investor, all of a sudden, if the US dollar is cheap, it's valuable to invest in US markets because that pushes things up. So we're in a very weird scenario where you have money both leaving and money both flooding in. And I don't think anyone knows what like the balance of that is going to look like, or what the actual internal structure of that will look like. So it's going to be a very interesting couple of days. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun week. I'm gonna have nice weekends. Take that as a yes. Hopefully. Good, good. I mean, kept power. That's very promising, Todd. Congratulations. That's a big one. Yeah, it was. Hey, Kiki, I'm surprised you're alive this morning. Congratulations. Oh, Broncos didn't win, right? Click. What are you talking about? It was a very hard game to watch. Yeah. All right, guys. So market opens up here in 30 seconds. Let's see what it's got in store for us here today. All right. Sorry, I've got a fire alarm that's got not enough battery that's going off. My poor dog is so scared. So I need to fix this here, guys, very very quickly. Otherwise, we're gonna have a beeping that's going off every 5 seconds throughout the trading day. So just bear with me here, guys, for a couple minutes. It should only just take me one or two. So really sorry about this, but 1 second, please. Okay, so I don't have a ladder that I can reach it with easily. So if you guys hear a random beeping going off, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Too early to go ask my neighbors for one. All right. One sec, one sec. All right, sorry. Yeah, I mean it's the main issue is that there's just a beeping that's going off every 30 seconds, making my dog very anxious and he's being very strange. So that's the thing that's giving me or it's making it a little bit hard to concentrate. Yeah, well, it's just really high up. So like my ceiling where it is, it's like 13 or 14 feet. I don't have a ladder that I can reach that with my golf club. Without trying to break my neck to fix it here, I'm just gonna have to wait until I can go get a real ladder. Meantime, we are not missing out on any significant volume here. Not yet. Kind of what we expected, truth be told. Oh yeah, it's one of those things. It happens like the one random morning every 2 or 3 years. Right? You guys see my life every day. Sometimes it's not always perfect. Met no alarm clock this morning though. All right, or no need for one. So again, not increasing volume there on that 2 min, so not enough juice for us to look for a confirmation setup. Not on ES either. Surprisingly, a little bit better volume on ES. And let's see if we can get that volume to show up. 40 seconds to go. Still be fighting a losing battle here a little bit. I'm just trying to calm my dog down. He's having a tough time here. Maybe we have a chance for increasing volume here. Unlikely that it's going to be the right profile of candle, though. Even if we do get there with 10 seconds to go. That's close. Didn't get the increasing it. Probably our next reasonable opportunity where we would expect that big volume to show up is on a breakout or a rejection of that 800 area. Kind of ish, looks a little bit like we maybe had that rejection, but on lowest volume of the day, no higher high above 800. I still think it's pretty reasonable for us to think that it might want to try to crack through. And if it does, right, that could be our catalyst for our breakout or momentum trade here. Bar here probably doesn't change anything. At least not in my opinion. So it just looks like it's going to be an inside bar. So just consolidation here. Price action fully confined inside the previous candle's range. All right, we're back. Okay, so here's our opportunity. Right? Can we get a rejection? It ended up being a breakout again. Hard for us to get increased so far, but with 50 seconds to go, this has our best chance. Our first attempt here at a breakout through 800, going pretty unless this somehow has a complete meltdown in the 30 seconds. Probably have an opportunity here. So let's be patient. Let's see how this thing sets up. Okay. So let's see. Decent close ish. Fine candle shape. No big deal. And let's be patient here. That was quite the aggressive flush, right? So we're going to be very patient. Hmm. And still an inside bar on this. So I'm not really in a massive rush to make a decision on an entry here yet. Really didn't like the speed of that initial flush into 76, 75. Yeah, it was a big flush, but then, markets haven't really been able to move. They've been finding support pretty reasonably off of the previous high day. So approximately this area, right, which is kind of like that 96, 97 zone. Seem to be bouncing off of that pretty well. But even if that was the case, wouldn't give me a reasonable enough like entry to be able to justify taking on the risk. I'd be looking at, minimum 20 points. I'm not a huge um yeah, 20 points is probably just a little bit too much. Like it's not worth being that aggressive. I think the smart thing is to wait for now. Hey, what's up, Rusty? Yeah, not bad. I mean, I basically have the same thesis playing out here on the 2 min. Issue with the 5 though, right? Same thing is there's no fake out that was established there at that 816. But the 2 min, I still have an opportunity to get an entry for not quite the same target, but a reasonable one. Probably push this to like 900 instead of 880. Now you have a pretty reasonable upside here. Let's see. Call that a fake out yet. 22 though would be your stop loss for now. And expecting there to be still a better fake out than what we have, but we're just writing that 822 in just so that if trade does set up, right, we've got 95% of it ready to go type thing. Pretty good bounce. And a pretty good bounce. Yeah, okay. Good thing we waited, right? Good thing we waited. Now you're looking at maybe an 813-ish. Might be lower. 811. I'll let this candle close. We've got 8 seconds on it. I'm just going to let it close. See how it behaves here at close. Reference price would be about that. Okay, so I'm gonna be oof. There might be the fake 808.50 now would be your stop. It's 808. Okay, so we get a gentle pullback here. I didn't get my fill. I'm going to try this again. And gentle pullback here. Okay, so I am in, guys. 812.75. 812.75. Really happy with that little retest. Let's see if this thing can now push and run. Oh. Come on. Oh, took the stop. Might be losing 800 here now. Let's see. Yeah, so I lost 512 bucks on that. What effectively now is a fake out again. That's mean. And we'll come back to that potentially. All right. I mean, I would be definitely willing to try this again, but I want to wait a little bit. Not that I'm annoyed or like particularly frustrated about that first trade. It's fine, is what it is. But it's just that price action hasn't given me a particularly strong reaction to the move either higher or lower, right? It's like my thesis on that trade is not really clearly wrong and it's not really clearly correct. Kind of still stuck in like no man's land here a little bit. And it keeps hovering around that 812. So trying to figure out, I guess, effectively is there juice for us to break out through those highs, and can we maybe get like a tradable opportunity on that? If not, can we use this kind of like failed consolidation and failed breakout at this 800 as almost like reversal trigger to push things back to the downside? Until we separate away from either one of those ranges, I think we're probably setting ourselves up to get faked out like we did. And calling our initial trade a fake out maybe a little bit unfair, but might make our entry timing a little bit more reliable or a little bit easier. Well, let's see. We have the right, I think, directional bias or directional plan. We just need to see if the market wants to cooperate and give us a scenario here. Tell you what though, Joel, that 812 fill feels like it would be mighty fine right around now. Shame. All right, so a good little breakout above highs on increasing outlier volume. So that bullish scenario we just talked about occurred. Let's see if we can now set this thing back up to behave like a nice little NQ for us. We're looking at an 828 stop loss for now. Not set in stone, right? I think this is still liable to change prior to us getting our entry. Yeah. So last time we got a high volume breakout, right? We saw very similar type reaction. Right? Markets love to rhyme type thing. Let's see if the structure repeats itself. That would mean you're looking at an 819 stop loss. I'd want reference price about that range. I didn't get a film. Can always reset this up as a different stop if required, but we might have a chance here. Hey guys, I'm in 825 on the dot. Let's see if this thing can go. All right, see if we can keep pushing. So far, so good. And now it has to break out convincingly through high of day here, right? If we stall out, I don't want to say panic close, but you need to get out of this thing quick. Yeah, let's see if this is its opportunity here. Stalls a little bit. Give it one more stab at it. There's the breakout. Now can it sustain and hold? Want to give it as many opportunities as we can to hold this 40, right, for this candle close. Now this is starting to become a really nice trade. Almost 25 points. Fantastic, right? Not too bad in 5 minutes. Should put everyone nicely green here on the day. Now let's see if this thing can break out through 50. We should have a good chance here for some nice continuation. Let's see. Nice work, right click. Congratulations. Okay, there's your 50 breakout. Let's see if this thing can keep pushing here. I think this is your place to pyramid if you have those desires. See if it can push back up here now. Good bounce. Got to get back over 50 though. Come on, give me a nice bounce here. Okay, let's see if it can give us that next pop over 50, and that should be our opportunity to start thinking about scaling out, taking some profits, right? Locking in a really nice green day. Okay, well, nice job. 1,300 bucks is a great start to your Monday. Not a great candle close. Let's see how it behaves here at the end. Okay, 40's okay. Yeah, see if it can pop here. See if it can pop. Come on. Install that 43. Hey, push, you psychopath. Push. And just like a little consolidation, a little inside bar. Feels a lot like it's rhyming on its initial structure of the morning, which is why I'm being a little bit patient here. Pull back into the 20s, though, I don't like to see at all. Pretty much a worst case Ontario scenario there. Come on, get into the 40s. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. There's 44. It's where I got stuck last time. And it break through. Let's say early signs say no. Nice work, Hank. Come on. Hmm. Stalling this for now. It's kind of stalling out a little bit more than I would like, right? Which is bothering me just a little bit. Those pullbacks make me uncomfortable too. Not a great candle. Objectively. Yeah, one more stab here. I'm giving it. Otherwise, I'm out. Let's see if they can break out over those highs, push through 50, and reestablish some joy in our lives here. That sounded super dramatic. Life is excellent. And keeps kind of dying at this 40, though. Again, rejected at 40-ish. Yeah, I mean, it's just consolidating, right? It's like it's building for the next leg. Question is it going to be a shaky leg, right, or a smooth leg? My guess is probably shaky leg. There's 43. Keep breaking out, you sociopath. Freaking inside bar is kind of the most annoying candle we could have gotten there. There it pushes. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. We want to see it get above 50. Come on, you can do it. Mm. That kind of looks like some failed breakout nonsense now. You know, mental capital, I think, is still fine. Like, I don't feel particularly stressed, but I wish this trade was behaving a little bit smoother. Just a little bit smoother. Come on. Until I either get a very clear failed breakout or I see like such aggressive bearish volume that I have to get out. It's kind of in a point where I have to trust my thesis a little bit, or at least I can trust my thesis enough to be deliberate with my exit price. That little pullback here again. Nice work, Adrian. Congratulations. Yeah, I gotta be very careful here now. This is kind of the rejection I didn't want to see. Oh, what? Not ideal. Rejection, stop loss, took the hit. Well, now I feel a little bit like a hypocrite. I don't know, it's fine. Did not pyramid, no. I've let you guys know. Only thing I said was this looks like a spot where it could be a place. But no, I did not pyramid. If I do pyramid, uh, when I do pyramid, right, I push my stop loss to be above my entry price, and I'll always let you guys know what that price is, right? Nice CD, congrats. Again, it's kind of like bouncing a little bit potentially in our favor. 3 minute, no chance. 2 minute, not a great close. 5 minutes, 3 minutes to go. Well, I think thesis is dead for a breakout trade. Yeah, Darren, just like I just explained, I push my stop loss price to be above my average entry price after I've pyramided into a position, right? So my risk is above my average price, never below. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of content on this. Talk about this a lot. Please review these details. Don't use the stream to catch up and learn techniques. Use it to reinforce ideas, right? Like if you're hearing about something for the first time in the stream and then you're ready to try it right away and put all your money at risk on that decision, you're not setting yourself up to make a very profitable or psychologically savvy trading decision. You're setting yourself up for a lot of heartache and a lot of extra stress and anxiety. I don't think anyone wants. Good bounce from bulls. You say this all the time, guys. Our job when we're trading is to collect data. Our job outside of trading is to create experiments so we can create data and see if things work, right? If we're trying to create data and making new experiments during the trading day, it becomes really random on what actually works, what isn't working, what's helping us, what isn't helping us. And it becomes very impossible to then be a trader that follows your plan. So if your objective is to want to pyramid more or to cut your losers, give them more space in your buffer, whatever it is, you make that decision the night before, right? You come to the pre-market session prepared with that plan, setting that all those rules out in place for yourself in that moment. And then when a trade comes together, you execute your technique and you don't hesitate. So when we try to almost like ingest that period into one and to get stuck. All right, this might be something worth trying again here on the 5, the torture chamber. Let's see if it can set up here. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive probably in how I manage this position if I do get one. Now that means two things, right? That could mean either being more aggressive in how I pyramid, right? To basically take advantage of an early entry or good entry if I get one. Or it could mean taking profits more aggressively, right? If the trade kind of stalls out a little bit like the previous one. Okay, so we're looking at an 833 stop loss here. Reference price about there, so about 7 points of risk. Too fast, too fast, too fast. So now you're looking at a 28 stop loss. Okay, so we can get a gentle pullback here. Okay, come on, just a little bit, just a little bit. Come on. I want to see lower than 37.50. I couldn't get an entry by a half a tick. That's painful. Mean machine. You don't chase, right? You don't chase. Just suck it up and you take it. It does suck though. Fuck. All right. So 2 minutes setting up for us here, targeting 900. Same setup here, right? We're looking for fake out and go. Nice work. Let's see where it fakes. For now, it's 8:55. Don't know reference price. Yeah, go. Absolutely go enjoy your day. Well done. Yeah, just looking at a 52, guys. 52 is a stop loss here. And we want to see a gentle pullback right into like this area. Nice work, guys. Everyone's crushing it today. Love to see that. Life. Let's try this 5-minute again. $870 stop loss. Like that, maybe. Points of risk. Hey guys, I'm in. I got a very bad fill, but I am in at 77 on the dot. That fill is making me anxious. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get out of this. As P&L is increasing, I get a little pop here. I think I'm gonna get out. If it can go here, this is the spot. It's got to go. Yeah, I feel a little bit better about this now. My entry price that I got means that I'm exceeding my max risk per trade. Why I'm considering canceling or closing this win. I'm on breakout. Another annoying freaking trade. Go, you psycho. Okay. Hate to do it, but I gotta. Come on. Come on. Give me my exit here. Give me my exit. Stall the. Hey guys, I'm out. 82.50. Out 82.50. I hated my entry. It made everything else about that trade feel anxious and stressed. And I didn't feel objective. I don't know if it was a great save, but I felt like I chased it a little bit too much, and chasing it can lead to like, especially when you're green, it can make you feel like, oh, I'm gonna get bailed out on this. So I'd be willing to trade this again, or like trade an entry again here or something, but I need to tighten it up a little bit. Nice work, Kiki. Congratulations. Great way to celebrate. Thanks for those tickets. Oh, that's amazing. Incredible game to go to. Nice work, Axel. Congratulations. Yeah, best loser wins. Always. Yeah, I was definitely over risked on that previous trade. And boy, oh boy, am I glad I managed to risk well. That would have just hit me like a freaking ton of bricks. Good, Will. Good, good. You definitely haven't missed anything, right? Market's always going to be there, and I'm wrong a lot, so I ain't going to miss anything. I'm right a lot too, but getting rid of that like FOMO and punishing yourself for following your rules. Once you get off that self-sabotaging train, life as a trader gets a lot easier, right? When we stop punishing ourselves for behaving in control, then we can actually start to see the lessons that turn the money we want into money that's actually real. It's when we get those like rush of blood moments, right? Or we chase, or we do something stupid, or we don't correct our behaviors, whatever it might be, make life way more difficult than it needs to be. That's really all trading is, guys. Like, I'm not judging myself on a daily basis on if I made money or not. It's, did I behave how I said I was going to behave, right? That's it. That's the name of the game. If I do that and I can avoid those big blow up moments and I can just put enough time into the market, it will make a lot of money. But it's when I try to like skip those steps and never learn how to protect myself from myself that inevitably really bad things happen. And it's, in my opinion, I think extremely important to always look internally, right? Over how we traded or why we made trading decisions, right? What are the things I can control? I can never control what the market does, but I can always control my reaction to what the market does. So I should judge myself on that more than I should judge myself on my daily P&L. My daily P&L is going to be noisy, but if I ensure that I remain in control and remove the noise from that variable, then I'm going to be just fine, right? I'm going to make a lot of money It won't always feel as easy and smooth as maybe like a big lucky green gambling day does. That's why most traders are losers. Why most traders don't make any money. They never learn to control that dopamine and they keep chasing something and giving away that control that we talked about. So it's, I think, the foundational skill. How can I slow down my brain enough that I can notice its patterns that cost me money, that set me over the edge, and then how can I fix them? So Kobe, right? The realization with FOMO is you're not one trade away from being rich, right? So Gary, I say this every time people ask me about trailing stop losses. I will say it to you here as well. You're wanting to put a trailing stop loss because subconsciously you're afraid that your idea might be wrong. Why not just take the profit right there and then instead of setting yourself up to get stopped out protecting a small win? Right? You're then going from, like, think about it from a risk reward perspective, right? You're willing to risk $1,000 profit to make an extra $500 on your trade. Probably not a good risk reward, right? So why not just take the win there, lock it in, increase the size of your average win, and be deliberate in that execution. In day trading, especially with the momentum strategies that we trade, you're not going to generate extra P&L with those trailing stop losses. And it's not going to alleviate that anxiety that you're feeling in a trade. So you should just listen to what your gut is telling you. Close that trade when you feel like it's appropriate, and then go back and review. Was my judgment the right one? Yes or no? Was my judgment the wrong one? Why or why not? But trailing stop losses in day trading makes very limited sense because of the volatility of the market. When you're doing a trailing stop on a swing position or like a long-term position, you can suffer, 1 to 2% of volatility, protect your position and still get paid and build up those same buffers day trading. And so you end up getting shaken out of like 60 to 70% of your trades and you leave thousands of dollars on the table. And like, I used to do trailing stop losses. You would have asked me 2 years ago, I would have told you an exact system on how to do it and manage it and all this kind of stuff. And then one Christmas, I did an audit of my trading and I did a comparison of what would have been my P&L had I just closed my trades at the time I modified my stop loss. And my P&L over the course of the year was like 300K more had I just done the closing as P&L's increasing variant. So once you see those types of numbers, you feel like an idiot for trying to like cheat the system a little bit. It's not a story. This is just what you do with trading, right? You realize, okay, techniques I'm doing are working or not working. And you fix it and you improve, right? Trading is data based, very factual. Your PNL or your technique, when it's consistent, doesn't lie to you. Kind of your choice if you want to listen to it or not. Yeah, but everything I do here is there's a rhyme and a reason to it, right? Yeah, but I would say for 95% of people that ask about a trailing stop, they're going to be better off closing when they want to protect instead of waiting to get stopped out. They'll make a lot more money. They'll build up a larger like mental capital buffer, and they'll find a way to do it. Kind of yeah, a weird morning. Down $314. To a certain extent, guys, I think one of the big points of value, I guess, that I can offer as an educator, or what can speed things up for you guys. I've been trading for 13 years. I've been running DTR now. It'll be, I think, 5 years in April. Crazy. Um, and I've made every possible trading mistake you could probably think of, or I've seen people make every possible trading mistake you can think of, right? There's nothing I haven't done, nothing I haven't seen, nothing we haven't fixed. So I would almost use the stream and the resources and the tools like quite literally, because to a certain extent it's going to help you avoid a lot of those same mistakes that I've made or other traders have made, or these sort of like little repeating patterns. So if we can like stop looking for exceptions and stop looking to like be outliers in some context, we're going to get a lot closer to a baseline that's, I mean, just closer to better, right? Like I don't see the value in learning something or putting your energy into something that's been proven to not necessarily be the most effective technique. Why not skip those steps and just do it the first time type thing? Whole point, right, of working with a mentor or a coach or whatever is to speed up your learning curve and to learn from their mistakes. You don't have to make the same one. And I think if you sometimes view things from that angle, it removes a little bit of that psychological pressure, because you're starting things from a point of like a positive reinforced belief instead of a negative one or an indecisive one. That often quiets down the voice in your head. What to do with this here yet? Greed is such a funny thing. We're gonna be hanging tough here for a little bit, I guess. I think. Suck it up. Can't really play this as a confirmation signal because the candle's not strong enough. Shape's not strong enough. I need some sort of 3 min. Nice work, Jason. Congratulations. Amazing, man. Again, another good reminder of why being a really good risk manager, right, makes it easy to be a profitable trader. Honestly, guys, like my whole trading philosophy is built around the idea that I'm a self-sabotaging idiot and I need to create as much margin for error for myself as I possibly can. Right? That's really all it is. The fact that people can be green with like a 30% win rate is perfect evidence of that, right? It's the exact reason why we focus on the risk reward requirements that we do, that we focus on those really tight stop losses that we do, right? That we focus on our position sizing as much as we do. All those things increase my margin for error. Nice work. Yeah, absolutely. Go enjoy the rest of your day. $730 is fantastic. Not even 11 o'clock. Yeah, well done. $300 for the day. Well done, Ray. And so then, once the objective, right, is like, how can I make trading decisions that create the most margin of error for myself, right? That allow me to be a freaking idiot and still be profitable. Once I get to that mindset or get to that point, stop thinking about my P&L to a certain extent, and I start thinking about how can I make like future Michael's life easier, looking for that like delayed gratification almost. And we're all like, no offense to anybody here, all of us are self-sabotaging idiots when it comes to trading. That's why it's so hard. It was just as simple as learning a strategy and never have to change anything ever again. Yeah, I mean, we'd all own islands right now. Let's go. $1,500 for the day. Well done. One of my favorite sayings about trading, that if I want to be a profitable trader, I can lie to everyone but myself. Right? Well, what I think that means to me is, um, like, only I know deep down what my problems are, what I need to fix, and I can either fix those things and get to where I want to be, or I can change them and be stuck forever. Yeah, it's a work in progress, buddy. Good luck. I have no problem with this as a setup. Failed breakout rejection. Be patient here. See if it fakes out. Possibly like an 866. The stop loss. I wouldn't say this is a very enthusiastic rejection of that area, so I would think that 66 probably isn't our stop loss price yet. You're looking at a 71, 72. Three. Also, 'kay, well, I'm in, guys. 71.75 short. Stop loss at 74. Again, pretty bouncy at my entry. I think I'm probably early, so I'm going to take my little win here, I think, and just run with this. Come on. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Okay, this is going to be my spot to do it. Ooh, maybe flush. All right, I'm out. 66.25, 66.25 exit price. I'll take that. 4 points of risk for that little win. I'll take it. A nice little win. Sorry, I didn't draw a reference price on that one, guys. Apologies. The decision. You know, the hardest thing about being a trader is not being a greedy prick. A chance to try this again on that same thesis. It's basically just a volume divergence fake out, right? Oh, making higher highs on consistently decreasing volume, not exactly a sign of bullish strength. Question is, where do we establish that resistance or short? Oh, I've got no complaints, and I'm green on the day. But it's just your greed always tries to trick you into doing what's easiest, not what's best. What's best is usually the opposite of what's easiest. You're looking at an 81 stop loss now. Pretty patient here. This breaks out over high a day, that probably kills us. If it continues to fake out in this range, I'm not super scared. 85 now is the stop. Fast. $87. Fake out. We know a lot of that volume is going to be rejection volume in that upper range. Fake out here is a fake out above previous high a day. And 88 stop loss. That. Too fast, way too fast. Fake out for this time. I'd say this is behaving too much like a breakout to be worth trying to play this as a rejection or reversal. Be very cautious in protecting my green day here. Maybe on this 3-min we have a chance. All right, close. Targeting 26. looking for long here. Let's see where we can establish some support. For now, 885. I reckon there's going to be a flush here in a second. Establish, and then that's going to be our opportunity for an entry. It's the pattern we've seen all morning. Holding up well. Ah. Now let's be patient here. Okay, nice and gentle here. Nice and gentle. Too fast there, guys. Too fast. That might be our fake out. 83. I would say not the fake out. $78. 78. Okay, she's looking at a 73 stop loss. Okay, guys, I'm in 77.25. 77.25. Good entry, then stalls. Makes me nervous. Come on. Hmm. Whoa, motherfucker. What was that? How did I not get stopped out? What the heck is going on here? Yeah, well, I'm definitely taking the exit here, guys. I'm definitely out of this position. Close price 879. That was really weird. Crazy that, yeah. Ah, that's painful too. You just got just shaken out. That was a really weird last trade of the day, or last final trade. No, I mean, not that I know of, but I don't trade news, guys. I don't really care. Try this again. I mean, I for sure should have been stopped out. My stop loss was 74, and I saw a price at 70. I think probably the only reason I didn't is because I then tried to like manually override the exit. And so I just maybe got an order in the queue before that filled. Sure. Ah, yeah, so if that happens, right, you got to manually override it, right? Force it to execute you. I wish I waited on that manual override an extra 5 seconds, 10 seconds, but that's just bullshit, hopeful thinking. Really tempting to want to try this again. That's a very clear fake out. Yeah, sounds good. Rest you go enjoy, man. You're looking at a 79 stop loss. There. It. Hey guys. Greasy entry. 8150 entry. 8150 entry. out. Ugh. Yeah, I've closed it at 85, guys. I've closed it at 85. I felt like I was going to get stopped out there. Well, I'll take it. Just stacking up a few of these little $500 wins. I was 750 bucks. Previous one was 350 bucks. So you know what? Kind of turned this into a bit of a bullshit day, but a reasonable P&L day. I don't think I'm gonna do anything else here. I gotta take care of this freaking fire alarm before it drives my poor dog into a little panic attack here. He's having a tough time. Any questions here, team? Any questions? Everyone green on the day? All 163 of you. Good, good. Hey, 90 bucks, that's great. Oh, 610, nice work. Kath, how's the eval going? Love that, Jen. Good job. Good work, Tim. Good, good. Love that, Dean. 880 bucks. Not a bad morning for 90 minutes of work. Regan, were you green at one point? Hunter, same question for you. Were you green at one point today? So why not take it? Let's go, Ian. That's well done. 1,500 bucks. Congratulations. Yeah, guys. So when you're up good numbers, right? Take the wins and go. Difference between your guys' P&L and everyone else's. They stop trading when they're happy. All right, so we got to really focus on those variables, tighten that up, because once there's a certain element, right? Once we have a bit of P&L behind us, it's pretty easy to get like pretty loose. Positions get bigger, stops get looser, entries get faster, right? And all that just works against you. So we talk all the time, be proactive, not reactive. Today I needed you guys to have been a little bit more proactive. Yeah, I know, Hunter. Yeah. What I'm saying, right? You got to be more proactive. You're up 700 bucks and you didn't take it. Good day, right? That's worth a lot more than turning 700 bucks into 1,000. Oh, sorry about that, mate. Apologies. All right, guys. Any other questions here? Time to start thinking about uploading our trades to the platform, right? So we can get some proper feedback. Final call for questions. Final call for questions. Yeah, most people don't know how to manage their risk very well after a losing trade, Gary. Because we have to understand, right? This is a product that has been created for everyone to use. Is as powerful as it is and as good as it is, it will not account for every edge case scenario. Right? So if you disagree, cool, be an adult about it and don't let it impact your decisions. Just a tool. All right, guys. Well, same deal like always. If you have any questions, hit me up outside of market hours. Otherwise, I'll catch up with a few of you in our one-on-ones here later today. We'll chat soon. See ya.